Now, what about the opportunity to reduce some taxes at death? Like, I've been reading a little bit about the estate freeze, and my understanding is that a trust can sometimes come into action here. But my understanding of this is very, very basic. So maybe you can go over this briefly and literally talk to me as if I have no idea what an estate freeze is, because it's not far from the truth.
Sure, sure. So, I
Yeah.
mean, the best example that we see with an estate freeze is someone has an operating company where there's a real
Yep.
market to sell that business. I
Hmm.
mean, it's a little bit different depending on the medical profession, right? I think dentists sell businesses all the time, but I'm not so sure that your average physician can sell their
Hmm.
practice, so to speak, although maybe there are some opportunities there. But, let's say you've got an operating company.
Hmm.
And the company is worth, it started off from nothing and now it's worth $1 million. And you're happy that, you can live on $1 million. You could what's called you do an estate freeze, where you basically freeze the value of the operating company to $1 million. And the way this is done is that you effectively do a corporate reorganization. You take your common shares, which continue to increase in value as the value of the business goes up, and then you exchange them for fixed value redeemable preferred shares of $1 million. So effectively, you have the right to request $1 million from the company whenever you want, because these are redeemable preferred shares. Then you issue new common shares, either directly to the kids or, in our case, to a family trust in which the beneficiaries are the kids. And so effectively what you've done is you've frozen the value of the company to $1 million, so you have the right to get your $1 million. The future growth of that company beyond $1 million
Hmm.
will accrue to the new common shares that were just issued that are now owned by the trust.
Got
So
it.
if this company continues to do really, really well over the next 2, 3, 4 years and grows to be worth, instead of $1 million, $5 million, and then at some point there's a sale to a third party, then that gain, that $5 million, that's the $1 million, that $4 million gain would be inside the trust because the trust owns those shares. So if they sold to a third party, the trust would have a $4 million gain, and that trust could then allocate that gain to all the beneficiaries. Let's say the 3 kids and the spouse,
Hmm.
that's 4 times $1 million. And right now there happens to be a lifetime capital gains exemption of just under $1 million. So effectively, it's a way to use each of the children's lifetime capital gains exemption on the sale of a qualifying business and receive $4 million, in my case, tax-free. So it's
Wow.
basically you freeze the value now and you have the future growth accrue to the incoming shareholders of the trust.